Flower communion, as we've heard already, is a religious tradition in many of our Unitarian Universalist churches that traces its roots back to Norbert Čapek in Czechoslovakia. So in flower communion, we come together as our vibrant, flowering individual selves, and together we create the heart of the whole. So you'll notice that there is a heart up here. Our flower communion today, we're going to come in down the center aisle, and you can either use the flower that you've brought with you today, or you can use one of the flowers that's available here in the vases for you. Pick one that feels like it's expressing your spirit this morning. And Max is going to help us in case we need the stems of the flowers to be shorter to fit into that heart of the community. He'll be our flower stem cutter. And once you come down, you can stick your flower in the heart of the community wherever you think it most appropriately fits. And you can go back to your seats by the side aisles. So, as soon as you're ready, you can stand up and come on down center aisle. Slovakia. So in Flower Communion, we come together as our vibrant, flowering individual selves, and together we create the heart of the home. So you'll notice that there is a heart up here. Our Flower Communion today, we're going to come in down the center aisle, and you can either use the flower that you've brought with you today, or you can use one of the flowers that's available here in the vases for you. Pick one that feels like it's expressing your spirit this morning. And Max is going to help us in case we need the stems of the flowers to be shorter to fit into that heart of the community. He'll be our flower stem cutter. And once you come down, you can stick your flower in the heart of the community wherever you think it most appropriately fits. And you can go back to your seats by the side aisles. So, as soon as you're ready, you can stand up and come on down center aisle. florist who provided the heart and the flowers here today was very concerned that our display was not going to be very well organized. He's an artist and his work is creating beautiful, matching, well-arranged displays for people. So I had to explain our ritual a few times before he was willing to come along with me and agree that a collaborative design would be exactly what we needed to be, a product of our complex, different selves coming together in this moment. Eventually, he let his aesthetic perfectionist go and came to understand that the product was the process of us weaving our flowers together and not necessarily a completely perfectly arranged heart. Because our hearts are not perfectly arranged. They're not perfectly arranged for us, and they're certainly not perfectly arranged when we come together in community. We come together in complexity. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes there's a bit of ourselves sticking up or out. Sometimes we clash with the other colors. There is an eternal dance of the individual with the whole. So the poet Rilke writes of the rose, wildness surrounding wildness, tenderness touching tenderness. It is your own core that you ceaselessly caress, as they say. It is your own center that you caress. Your own reflection gives you light. And in this way, you show us how Narcissus is redeemed. In this translation by the pastor and poet Matt Rendulic, Narcissus is redeemed. Rendulic notes that in one of the stories of Narcissus, who fell so deeply in love with his own reflection that he stopped eating and drinking and eventually he died, his soul then descended into hell. For Narcissus, hell meant he could only look at himself for all of eternity and could never again see another human being. We celebrate. We celebrate our own beauty, our own vibrant, living, fragile, and rooted souls, our wildness surrounding wildness, our tenderness touching tenderness. And in this way, we bring our whole selves into community. But without bringing that beauty into the whole, without threading our flower into the larger heart, we do risk the hell of not seeing other people. Sometimes we are so in love with our own individuality that we cease to work together, cease to be a whole that is more than just a random collection of flowers amassed. And sometimes people become so in love with themselves, with their own flower, their particular color or culture, that they don't see the beauty and the diversity around them. This too is a kind of hell. In minor versions, in the first circles, it leads to isolation, exclusivity, indifference, disconnection. In the major versions, when you get down deeper and deeper into the circles, it leads to cruelty and oppression and violence. We must look up from our own reflection and see those around us. We must look up from this mirror of the lake that we are next to and see all the diversity in this world, because all the colors take their place in the sun. When we bring that diversity together intentionally in a community, then we choose to create something new, something beautiful together. When you all came up here, I saw you taking a lot of care not only to pick out your own individual flower, although that was an important choice, I see, but also you took care in placing it in the heart, too. You thought about the larger whole creating intentional beauty together. So we did create something that was whole, something that was larger than just a mass of parts. There is both beauty and power in what we choose to create together. Our own little ragtag heart, our own collection of misfit flowers is not your ordinary arrangement. It's particular to this time and this place, but it's beautiful and meaningful to us, and it has the potential to have more power and more beauty when we take it out into the world. It matters to have a community to share in life's transitions. It matters to have a community to share in life's passages and to see you through the years. So this week, a close friend of mine is celebrating a year of sobriety. She's doing some serious reflection on the enormous life changes, growth, and learning that have happened for her. I was with her last year when she came to this decision, so when she contacted me to celebrate, I started reflecting on my own previous year, which, as you know, has included some pretty big changes. When I started thinking about what's happened in my life, I also started thinking about what's been happening in this community and what's been happening in the world. There's a lot going on. So I wonder, what was happening for you last year at Flower Communion? What was the world like just 1 year ago? What was going on here at TUC? In the story of Narcissus, a narcissus flower grew on the spot where the young man had been gazing at himself so intently that he withered away. In the poem, the beauty of the rose folded in on itself shows Narcissus redeemed, the rose's reflection becoming its own light. Beauty can redeem us. Love can redeem us. The complexity and nuance and layers of love within can light our way. We can avoid the hell of being forced to stare only at our own reflection forever and come into the redemption of the beauty of community. We can shine our own inner light with such stunning that we enrich this flowered tapestry we weave together. We weave together the heart of the community as more than just a part, and together we make it whole. So, when we put our flower into the heart, we create a whole that is larger than ourselves. When we come together in community to create beauty, confront injustice, and give comfort and courage to people as diverse as this world, we leave that community changed. So I'm going to invite you to partake in the second portion of our